Hi, this is the Raven's Librarian checking out my library, series in which I go through all of the games that I've accumulated over the past few years on my old PC, thanks to offers from different gaming sites. And I finally go through each one, actually trying to play them out, test them, see what they're like, see if they're in interest to me or to someone else, and of course sharing them with you on the off chance that anyone watching becomes curious about the game or wants to see more of it through me or just decides to get it for themselves. Today, we will be going through an adventure game called Secret Files Tunguska. Apologies if I'm mispronouncing that. I think it's Russian, but don't know. And you can see, kind of gives Lara Croft Indiana Jones vibes. I have played a little bit of it from the start, so we'll be catching up to until I got to trying to get obviously to some natural point in the game. It's prologue, if we can. The intention is to give the game an honest first impression for me and the viewer. I'm usually inclined to turn off the music because of my paranoia and bad experience with having the games, having a copyright. But I'm still new to this, and honestly, I'm always tempted to just leave it. And as you can clearly hear, Oh, strange noise. Well, no, none of my business. What's that? Footprints on Nora? I should go check because I apparently don't have any self-preservation instincts. It's like the common problem when watching a horror movie. It's like, it's easy to jump and be like, don't be an idiot. But of course, if you're like living a normal life, usually your inclination on everything is not run. Except when it really ought to be. So yeah, that's why I wanted to leave the music on, because that scene really wouldn't work as well if it wasn't for the music. That's not a knock on it, like that's the purpose of the music in a scene, to help elevate what you're seeing.
Papa, are you there? What? Dad? What's going on here? Dad? The door was wide open, chaos all over the place, and my father has vanished without a trace. I hope nothing has happened to him. I'd better start looking for him.
Also, fair warning, when I started playing the game, for some reason, it had this weird habit of sometimes a certain line would get stuck, so the voice would repeat just for a few seconds on a loop. But it wasn't too often, and it actually seemed to have like fixed itself as I kept playing. I just say that in case it happens again, I apologize. I hope it's not too annoying, but hopefully it's not going to be a big issue. But yeah, that sequence with the the visual, the scene, obviously, like it has a very maybe it's the wrong word, but operatic. Up, they are trying to go for an opera when you go to a theater, and just the big booming music might come off as over the top if it's not handled right. But the idea obviously is to convey the emotion of a scene while everything visually is more subtle. Because with the exception of like final death moments, like you could see it at the end when the person though in fairness I don't think he's actually dead. I don't think that's what the game's going for this early on. I don't know because obviously that hasn't happened, been resolved yet. But the dad when he like seems to be suffering from some affliction and falls to the ground. And you can obviously tell that whatever that other person or thing was in the background, sorry, in the other side of the room, it's still going to him before he passes out. So obviously that immediately for us, the audience, gives us a hint that like something weird's going on here.
My father was never the picture of organization, but not even my place looks this bad.
I gotta be upfront. The first time I saw this place, I honestly thought she was just making comments about the messiness. And it took me a bit to realize that the point was that this place had actually been ransacked.
All these files and records have been thrown out over the floor. It wouldn't have been Daddy. Someone was in a great hurry to find something.
So now we're going to begin the pattern of adventure games.
Looks like something has been embedded in that stone. It has a red-violet glow.
For anyone who hasn't played an adventure game in the past or hasn't seen the other one I played here, what I mean is that in adventure games, this will happen quite often. The character will simply grab stuff. Why? Because that thing will be useful later, and you need it to solve either a puzzle or to complete a quest. Sooner or later that rock is going to be important for something. Now, the joke, as I'm trying to make a bigger point than maybe it needs to be, is that at this point, right now, there is no reason why she just grabbed that rock.
I think this is where the rock samples undergo the first analysis.
So when I assumed, oh yeah, so obviously I need to put this rock over there because she wants to see what's with the rock.
I haven't the faintest clue how this thing is supposed to work.
But she doesn't actually use the machine, and that's not an error. That makes sense. She's not the one who works here. But my point is that even though she can't use the machine yet, and I do believe that machine is important for this rock, I
haven't the faintest clue how this thing is supposed to work.
Now, interesting point. The game, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a tiny green marker. Now, in most cases, see, you can see it here. It has that's the return button. So I just press it and the rock goes back so I don't waste a turn. I don't waste an action just having her spew the thing she's already gotten across, to save. It avoids redundancy if you're able to keep track of what buttons you're using. But the funny is that the game already registers the fact that, yes, indeed, this rock is meant to go on this machine. It already has obviously programmed the fact that I need to do this eventually. But I'm not there yet in the story. So, but because that rock will be important, the character, in spite of the logic at the moment right now in time, she had to grab that rock.
A picture of my parents' wedding. I think Dad still hasn't gotten over her death. An award from the Russian Academy of Science. I think that was for an expedition that my father made in the 50s or 60s.
This will be another example of what I just mentioned.
The inside of the dish is somewhat porous.
I unfortunately do not know what any of that means. My first thought was just don't touch and, do anything with the bowl. Now again, following the tropes of an adventure game, this will be important later. The game doesn't see any problem with you having it right now. It doesn't mess with anything in the game's program and the story. So she grabs the bowl because it will pay off later in the future of the game. Why she decided to grab it now is not something you need to worry about. This is a puzzle for the game. Now to start,
I don't want to take it along, and besides, I don't have the foggiest idea what I should do with it.
That makes sense.
The note says, and the prince said to the princess, whether vertical, horizontal, or in both main diagonals, make sure that there is never a repeat within a line. Does that have something to do with the coins?
That's obviously the clue for what I have to do with the coins. It's easy to understand what the clue tells me. It's going to be a lot harder to actually pull it off. But the
I
main
don't
point...
want to take it along, and besides, I don't have the foggiest idea what I should do with it.
Now again, this all makes sense. The fact that she will not just randomly start messing with the coins just because I, the player, know what I'm supposed to do. But obviously, the joke is just that. I'm just I'm just pointing it out because to me it's not a real big deal. It's just funny. Again, that's not something that bothers me in any real way. I just wanted to point it out. I'm sorry if that kind of messes with...
Somehow I have a real bad feeling. Maybe it would be better to ask the police what I should do.
Oh yeah, I actually missed this part. So that part's actually okay. So I actually did do this before I tried to leave the first time.
The phone in the office. Private conversations are strictly prohibited.
And this again is another trend of the adventure games. If the game obviously has a set path of its story, so certain events have to happen, obviously, for the game to progress. But sometimes, because it's a mystery and you're doing things all over the place trying to figure stuff out, it doesn't always line up perfectly just because the game is giving you the freedom to sort things out on your own. But every now and again, the game has to get you, the player, to do stuff you weren't
The
going to do.
phone in the office. Private conversation.
Okay. I pressed the wrong button there.
I don't know what's happened here, but I'd better call the police.
Berlin Police Department.
I just thought it actually
Hello?
added her voice.
Nina Kalinkov here. You've got to send someone here right away. My father has disappeared without a trace.
Since when?
No idea. I wanted to see him at work, but he wasn't there. Instead, the place looks like it's been ransacked.
Is your father suicidal or mentally unstable?
What?
That's weirdly
No, of course
specific.
not.
Sorry, we can't do anything then. Adults can only be reported missing if their lives are in danger or if there are extraordinary circumstances.
But this is an extraordinary circumstance.
Keep calm. I'm sure your father had something important to take care of and we'll get in touch soon. Don't worry.
Something important to take care of? Hello? Did you listen to anything I said? It looks like there was an earthquake here. Do you think he created this chaos himself and is looking for a cleaning lady right now?
Like I said, I can't do anything for you. Sorry.
Great. Thanks for nothing. You are a big help. What do I have to do? Send them 2 fingers first for them to get their butts in gear?
A bit dark to jump straight into that, although accurate.
Loud music? Coming out of the office? It's not the stuff Daddy listens to, so he can't be in there. Maybe the person in there can tell me where he is, though. The door seems to be blocked from the inside, and the music coming from the room is so loud, my knocking probably can't be heard.
Now, if I was in this situation, I'd probably do a lot of erratic stuff and probably get myself killed. But what I would do in this specific moment is I would just start banging louder and screaming. Granted, I might look like a jerk eventually, or might look really dumb, and it might not even work. But that is what I would do. If I was actually, like, again, in context, maybe I wouldn't even be trying to get to this person and I'd be freaking out. But putting that aside, that is the initial mindset I would probably be having. But that's not how the game wants you to solve this part.
There's an index card with Max Gruber written on it.
And also, this is not relevant to the part I played, but rather the description that I got for the game. I try to go in at these games relatively blind speaking, meaning I don't try to look up reviews or stuff like that. I just try to play the game that I have. But I do read the description just because I want to have an actual idea of what to expect, so I don't, truly ramble as I'm starting the game.
An aloe vera plant for skin after 40.
Another reason I bring it up is because thanks to the description, I do know that this guy plays off later in the game. So by the time I got even at this point, I was
He must
like,
have taken the real nameplate down during the renovation work, and now there is an index card with Daddy's name on it.
okay, I gotta get to this guy. That's part of the story.
A list of local pizza delivery services, information about the upcoming construction of an antenna tower in the neighborhood, a guy by the name of Schamberger whose dog Whiskey is missing. As far as I can tell, nothing interesting.
Now again, because this is a story, scripted, and we're playing, something of that is probably gonna pay off at some point. That's not a big revelation
It
because
burbles quietly.
even if it and nothing in there ended up paying off, that wouldn't be a big deal either because why would it? Oh hey,
King of the dinosaurs. Even the reproductions inspire fear. I certainly wouldn't want to run into one of them.
as long as this doesn't turn into Jurassic Park, we should be fine. This is the exit.
Something here is not right, and before I know where and how Daddy is, I am not leaving this place.
This next part, this nice little touch here with the somebody wrote a heart. Me and me, love forever.
The diagram is about how and if asteroids and meteors could have been responsible for the extinction of the dinosaurs. When I look at the description of the effects, the theory seems very plausible. Hard to believe that a dino with horns like that was strictly a vegetarian. Maybe it's not such a good idea to count on it.
Wait, what?
Hard to believe that a dino with horns like that was strictly a vegetarian. Maybe it's not such a good idea to count on it.
Not entirely sure, genuinely not sure what she means by that. No joke, I just genuinely don't understand the sentence. As for the meteor thing, I actually don't know if that's the current accepted theory for why the dinosaurs. In my head, I remember it has to do with massive damage to the atmosphere. So
I hear noises coming from the statue. It looks like someone's in there. There's a hidden door.
yeah, this is the part that completely caught me off guard. It's like, wait, what?
Eddie, what are you doing in here?
Oh, Miss Nina. Are they still here?
Still here? Who?
They came. I couldn't see, but suddenly I knew that they were there, and I went into a panic. I had to hide. And then I saw them. They looked like they were floating, but they were just blurs. And the air was vibrating. They didn't speak, but these voices in my head, hundreds of voices.
So we're getting a clue as to what
Eddie,
happened to the
have
dad.
you been drinking again?
No, I haven't been drinking, I swear. Well, at least not a lot. But they were really there. I could see them, I could feel them. I wasn't imagining things, believe me.
I do. She doesn't.
Those black capes, with those bony fingers. I'll never forget it.
It's okay, Eddie. Just come out of there and calm down. The poor guy's nerves are shot. I should talk to him after he's calmed down a bit.
Unfortunately, he just straight up disappears at this part. Like, it's a bit inconvenient for us, but yeah, the guy was freaking out. Up front, so two things. This only now does it dawn on me that this is an obvious clue that you are meant to look here. Like, there are, again, if you just keep scrolling your mouse finger around, it'll tell you what things to check out. And there's also a button here where it'll just straight up tell you everything on the screen that you can mess with. That's a nice thing. That's a nice thing to have if you're worried about losing stuff. But even if they didn't have any of that, this part both A makes sense in setting and two helps you the player because they bothered to put that there so hang on, why is that one off? So you would not if you weren't relying on the meta stuff, the mouse pad and this button, if you try to go at it blind, you wouldn't necessarily get lost here as long as you're paying attention, because your brain would go, wait, why is this here? And you might just naturally press there. Again, if you didn't have the benefit of just knowing that there's something to press here. This, unfortunately, was something that you do need to pay attention to. I have the game on low graphics. My PC's pretty old, so things don't always run very well if I put them on high graphics, even if I wanted to. But so I don't know if this is just a result of the graphics of my version. Sorry, my computer. But I genuinely did not see the key the first time, and I didn't bother to put my hand
A
over
key.
this.
Eddie must have lost it here.
So I got lost for a little bit at this point, because instead I ended up thinking I had to find them. I just left the room, went out, and then went back upstairs to try to find them. Now, of course, you need that key, because once you get that key, it's pretty straightforward to what you have to do.
I take it the fuses are in here. This one's locked.
There's a funny case where it only dawned on me after I got the key.
What luck! The key fits.
And now the key's...
The fuses are all numbered. I expect that the numbers stand for the separate rooms in the museum.
And since we know which room his is...
As long as I don't know which fuse belongs to which room, I'd better not touch them.
Wait, why do you not know? Wait, did I miss something?
There's an index card with Max Gruber written on it.
Pretty sure that's all I needed in order to get this stuff.
As long as I don't know which...
Okay, so now I evidently missed something.
They must have taken the real nameplate down during the renovation work, and now there is an index card with Daddy's name on it. It burbles quietly. It burbles quietly. The fuses are all numbered. I expect...
Okay.
As long as I don't know...
Okay, so now I missed something, so... Not sure what I missed. Maybe I need to go back inside and check something here.
All these files and records have been thrown out. My father was never the picture of or... The map shows a section of Siberia. No idea why my father hung it up here. The radiator is lukewarm.
This is what I...
The frame and glass are totally shattered, and the photo has been torn in half.
Careful.
A photo of Daddy on one of his expeditions. Written on the back is 1958, Vladimir Kolenkov, and... I've seen the photo before. But who was the other guy in the photo? And why was the photo torn up? I'll glue it into my diary. It might be important somehow.
So, again, carrying the theme of the character sometimes has has very convenient intuition for the story. Berlin Museum, a photo of Nina's father during one of his expeditions. The writing on the back of the photo says 1958, Vladimir Kalenkov, and there was originally another expedition participant in the picture, but who and why was the photo torn up?
The radiator is lukewarm.
Reason I'm doing this is because there's apparently two things here.
You can use the valve as needed to release the air from the radiator. If I turn the valve now, I'll ruin the whole floor.
Sounds like that might be useful later.
All these files and a glass flask.
Oh, wait.
The door seems to be...
Now I remember. Now I know what I missed. So I was trying to recall why in this circumstance it didn't let me do that, but now I remember that there's... Here, it's one of these.
That's an escape plan with all of the rooms in the museum. It's not up to date, considering a few of the rooms have been blocked off for renovation.
This feels like this is going to be important for later. Just in case, apologize for the moment. I'm going to take a picture of this. Just in case I need it for later. It should be this one.
On this list are the names of the employees of the
There
museum.
it is.
Scientific Director, Vladimir Kalenko. Office 5. In Office 4, there is this Max Gruber.
And that's the reason why she couldn't turn off the fuse. Because I needed to know which one was actually his office.
I'll just turn Max Gruber's blaring music down to a bearable level.
Ah, and I didn't save. What a mess. Redoing all of that work is gonna take hours.
Mr. Gruber, please, let me in. I need to talk to you.
What?
Now
Hold
she
on, just a
raises her
sec.
voice.
Hello, you're Nina Kolenkov, right?
Yeah, how did you know that?
Your father told me about you. I'm so happy to finally meet you. Were you wanting to have a look over your father's shoulder while he's working?
I wanted to see him, but when I got here, the door to the museum was standing wide open, and his office was in total chaos. Oh yeah, Eddie was crouching, completely terrified inside the reproduction of the Tyrannosaurus Rex, and was stammering something about floating creatures.
Doesn't exactly sound like a strict observation of the work rules. But I'm not at fault. I haven't come out of my office for hours. What does your father have to say about it?
That's exactly it. He's gone.
Gone? What do you mean gone? He couldn't have just disappeared into thin air.
I have a sneaking suspicion that something terrible has happened here. You really didn't see anything?
No, unfortunately not.
Sorry about the pause. Got distracted.
My father's room looks like it's been rummaged through. Do you know what my father was working on last?
Not exactly. Actually, he was supposed to have been taking inventory. We're renovating.
Yeah, I know, but...
But he mentioned recently that the inventory wasn't top priority right now. Something came up that he wanted to tend to first.
You don't happen to know what that was, do you?
No, like I said, I was stressed out too.
Did you notice anything out of the ordinary recently? Any strange occurrences? Was my father behaving differently than usual?
No, not really. We haven't seen much of each other in the last couple of days. I was under a lot of stress, and he seemed like he had a lot to do too.
Darn.
Maybe you should get the police involved. The whole thing sounds a bit unsettling.
Yeah, I already tried, but they don't seem to be interested in my father's disappearance.
Don't worry, that'll change very quickly.
The caretaker was totally out of his mind, stammering something about men in black robes and strange voices.
Eddie? Well, you know, he's a really great guy, but...
But he likes to hit the bottle, I know. But I've never seen him like that before. He seemed like something had really scared him.
Well, if someone really was here, then Eddie might have seen something, and combine his lively imagination with a bottle of whiskey.
Yeah, but I think I'll go ahead and talk to him as soon as he's gotten a hold of himself again anyway. He's the only one who might be able to help me.
So the idea at the start is that he's an unreliable narrator because he was drunk, or he's drunk most of the time. So the characters don't take what he said at face value. Now, whether or not that's meant to hide the fact that what he's describing is exactly what happened, in which case we're dealing with something, crazy, magical, or supernatural, or it's what this other guy just said, the Max dude, that it's probably something in between. So like he did see something, but because he was maybe slightly drunk, he kind of imagined some of the details. So the thing he saw seemed more scary than it actually, again, would be if you had all the facts and you actually knew what was going on.
I'll just keep looking. I'm beginning to feel like Eddie does.
But
I'm totally confused, and I'm really starting to feel scared.
that is the idea.
If you need help, I'll be here.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Now get out of my office. Checking his room, and now there's this guy.
Who are you, and what are you doing here?
I could ask you the same thing. Detective Kansky. I'm leading the investigation here, and who are you?
Me? Nina Kalinkov.
What investigation?
I called you.
Well, well. So I hear your father disappeared.
Yeah, I arrived here and wanted to see my father. He said he'd still be at the museum, and when I got here, the door to the museum was ajar, and it looked like a bomb had hit his office. I'm really worried. Thanks for coming.
So, the moment this happened, suspicion rose multiple flags in my brain because, obviously the cops told us to buzz off, and even if they hadn't, and they genuinely just changed their minds, how did he get here so fast? Like, even if you account for all the time I've been wasting running around in circles, like, couldn't have been more than half an hour. Like, they're not that fast.
Do you have any idea what could have happened here? I can't believe that my father could have created such a mess.
I don't even know your father.
Fair.
But we can't rule out anything.
Do you really mean to say that...
I'm not saying anything at all, dearie. I just take all possibilities into account as long as the facts aren't on the table.
Dearie, really?
Do you think something happened to my father?
Hard to say.
Thanks for the contribution.
I thought the police wouldn't be able to help me as long as my father's life wasn't in danger.
Listen, girlie. I've been in the business for almost 40 years. I know when something stinks. And this thing really stinks. And if you have something to do with this, then come out with it. I'll find out sooner or later.
Hello? I called the police. Well, more like, I tried to get them to come here. Why would I do that if I had...
Criminals always do the most illogical things. I'm not fooled by such things. Otherwise, I wouldn't have become a detective.
Yeah, all right, I get it. You're a really clever guy.
So, you're a great detective because you just automatically suspect everybody? Because, that's not a clue. And I'll grant you that her calling the cops doesn't automatically mean she's not up to anything. But in a normal situation, you don't suspect the person who reports a crime of committing the crime. Yes, and what he said is valid. Criminals aren't super geniuses, but they do make mistakes most of the time. But that criminals are illogical thing just seems like a good excuse to be like, yeah, I don't have to logic why a criminal does something.
If you find something out, you'll let me know right away, right?
Yeah, I need your phone number and address anyway. And don't leave the city. I might have some more questions. Now get out. You're just getting in the way and messing up the evidence.
Strange guy, this detective, eh?
Yeah, and not exactly the friendliest of his profession. But maybe you have to be like that in his job.
Yeah, could be. The main thing is that he finds out what happened to my father. At least there's someone who believes that something is completely and utterly wrong.
I believe you too.
Thanks.
Okay.
And I'd like to help you too. I don't need to go to bed anymore anyway, and I can always sleep when I'm dead. So, if I can do something for you...
That's really nice.
Just check and see if your father has already got home. He might be worried already and is gonna sentence you to 2 weeks without allowance because you're late.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
How old are you?
Unfortunately, I won't be back at the office until this evening, but please come by or call me. If your father is back, then we'll have something to celebrate. If not, then maybe I can do something for you.
Okay, I will do that.
See you tomorrow, and good night.
Good night.
And sleep well.
You too.
I'm gonna assume that was flirting, because otherwise that was very weird.
My father has worked hard for months on the exhibition of the rulers of long ago. Hopefully I'll find him again soon. And hopefully he's doing well. 2 angry-looking saurian creatures. Both of them look as if they are watching over the museum's entrance.
There's a pretty common addition, but I still appreciate that they added, if you can see them, they added the insects that get, are obsessed with light. I like that they actually bother to include that.
This must have broken off one of the lights at the construction site.
I'll take that. Again, for no immediately foreseeable reason. It'll help. It'll matter later, maybe, probably. Oh, wait, before I...
The key to the motorcycle, mine and Dad's apartment, and a few whose functions may remain a mystery forever.
I like that. I like that line. But as I know, the description...
A glass flask.
Yeah, descriptions are pretty much the same as before. One of these goes into the... There we go. Don't know why the key goes here. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to go here.
The storage compartment is open now.
Oh. Well, I'm done.
My motorcycle.
Hold on. Which one of these? I think I need this to make sure I... Here it is. Which one of these is the compartment?
My cell phone and my sunglasses. I'd better take both before they get swiped.
Another example of something I totally missed. Though now I'm paranoid because something happens in the next scene that this might have been a bad decision. We'll see. The fact that the game never told me that those things were in the motorcycle seat makes me wonder if there's actual hidden stuff in the game. Because most adventure games make sure you find everything. Because you're gonna need it. So if there's actual hidden stuff that you can miss, that'd be a nice touch. Obviously it's gonna make some parts
Hello?
very annoying, but that's still cool that they... And even if it isn't, the simple fact is that
Dad?
they don't...
Are you home?
They don't annoy the player, making them grab every single thing. They make it easier to get stuff later. And behind you. And that's the game.
Oh, God, my head's gonna explode.
I love how they didn't waste time
hell.
with that.
Someone's been at work here, too. First his office and now his apartment? What has my father gotten himself into? I should be more careful in the future. The guys who did this seem like they're pretty darn serious.
Now, thankfully, and they, A, don't take everything we have on us. B, don't kidnap us. C, kill us. Which is, how bad this could have gotten. Not in that order.
Why there are people in the
get it.
world who are soothed by stupidly gaping at fishes I will never...
Hey.
Wait a sec. There's something sparkly over there. Besides a few fish, there's a key swimming around in there.
Fortunately, I can't get to it.
There's a grate on top of the aquarium. I can't fit my hands through.
And apparently this aquarium doesn't have, like, anything to me.
A biography of George Shrub. Since when does my father read that kind of trash?
Why is... I have no context, so I don't know why that would be considered trash.
I hope no one's expecting me to read that. Looks like it hasn't been slept in. Apparently my father hasn't been to bed yet. It's unbelievable how little clothing men need to get through life.
That was one of the funniest lines to me, because I, at the very least, embodied that stereotype.
Documents about my father's expeditions and research results. Looks like the burglar was really interested in them. There are stacks of folders missing.
Because if it was up to me, I'd basically wear the 5 to 7 exact same types of shirts on a weekly basis and just clean them and rotate them on and on and on. To me, it's black, blue, and white shirts. This is the most unappealing pizza.
Yummy. Cold pizza with stinky tuna fish.
Never tasted with the tuna fish, but it's not the tuna fish part. It's just the fact that it's a pizza that's just been lying there for presumably an entire night.
Why am I doing this? The smell alone could probably peel the paint off the walls. But then again, beggars can't be choosers.
The fact that she says that implies that she's gonna eat that pizza eventually. But again, that just follows the trope of the adventure character grabs stuff that's gonna be useful for later, even if they don't know
Dad's
why.
old shortwave radio. The antenna is broken off and there's no tape cassette inside. I doubt I'll hear anything other than a steady static hiss. Salt, also known as white gold in the Middle Ages.
Because it was super useful to preserve stuff. Also, it made everything taste better.
There's a dentist's appointment on one and a shopping list on the other. I can't read the third one, and the fourth one is empty. These don't get me anywhere. Password protected. Think, Nina, think.
No. We're not just gonna try to guess it. Hopefully there's something I can actually read. An actual... There's a chicken nearby? Why? Oh, pencil.
A pencil. Brown and equally exciting in all other regards. A pencil.
Same thing. Okay.
There probably won't be anything else worth finding. Looks like the burglar was very thorough.
I can say that, but the game actually says I'm supposed to interact with this, so I'm gonna assume there's something missing.
This thing is ready for the junkyard, and the headphones are missing too.
Might still be able to connect it with this, though. Apparently not.
The antenna is broken off, and there's...
Okay, so no.
There's a dentist's appointment on one, and a shopping list on the...
Okay, mostly just notes. Let's see, what happens if I try to leave? Go straight outside. Okay. This is as far as I got in the...
All right, I'll do it. A single rubber glove and a bicycle spoke. Not exactly a spectacular profit.
You don't know.
The bucket is full of water. Oh, the handle just came off.
This one again, just keep collecting random pieces until eventually you'll merge into something useful.
The thing will fall apart if I so much as look at it. Aside from that, I do have my motorcycle. I can move more quickly with it. The only thing that could still be of use is the air pump.
I just assume the character's getting into the headspace of I'm gonna need. I feel like
A
I'm gonna
box
need
full of
stuff.
junk that is practically screaming that I'm going to find something inside that'll be useful to me at some point.
See what I mean? So she's getting kind of meta with how blatantly she's assuming all this stuff's gonna pay off.
A whole pile of cigarette butts. Looks like there was a chain smoker at work here. On top of that, my father is such a strict non-smoker, he even banned smoking anywhere on the property.
Okay, that's weird. It finally got. That's the thing that was happening in my first recording playthrough. Sorry, test of the game. That was like.
That leads to the sewer system. The stench is coming out of every opening.
The fact that there's cigarettes here. The only character, obviously, that's jumping the gun. The only character we know that we've met that smokes is the detective dude. At least I assume what he had on him was. I guess it could have been just a stick that he just, or I guess something he's just putting in his mouth. The situation of trying to figure out if there's absolutely anything that interacts with this. Speaking of,
The key doesn't have an opening anywhere where I can stick the spoke through.
okay, then why did it? That's been weird. That was the only time the game. I don't know what. I'm pretty sure some of this stuff is stuff I'll need to like combine for like a. Wait. You read this. Read it. Gee,
Who should I call? My father would answer if he could, and I'm not really in the mood for small talk.
fair. This is the common trend of trying out everything on the object because I don't know exactly what I'm supposed to be trying to accomplish. So I'm just testing everything out until. Don't want to go for the clues, but I do want to. Maybe there's something. Berlin apartment. Nina is attacked as soon as she enters the apartment. The apartment has been ransacked. Her concerns about her father appear to be justified. But what are the burglars looking for? And did they find it? Or will they come back again? Good question. And this is just what I assume is will be relevant for later. Just hit me. It might be one of the objects from the journal. 1958. Let's try that.
Password protected.
Wait, there's no 5 here. Never mind.
1, 2, 3, 4. Nothing's happening. Looks like it's the wrong code. Come to think of it, my father has always had a hard time remembering codes. He must have kept it somewhere easily accessible for him.
Okay, so.
There's a dentist's appointment.
There's no hint of this, but if
The antenna is.
wait, maybe I'm supposed to put something here to make it. Maybe the goal is to fix this thing. I don't expect an air pump to work. I also don't know if you can actually just start pressing stuff in the back in this side. The idea is that there's either something
There
already
probably
there,
won't be anything else worth.
that there's something very obviously readable that I'm just not seeing, or something like this.
The carpet is totally filthy here. I should really give my father a new one for Christmas.
See if I can mess with this.
There's something in between the planks.
Can you get to it?
Even with my slender fingers, I can't get in there.
Okay. Can you use that?
Got it! A cassette. That's weird. Was it left there deliberately, or did it just happen to fall in there by accident?
Obviously, without context, it'd be pretty weird for it to fall in between two planks and then get the carpet rolled over it, but that's hindsight. Could have just happened because
This thing is ready for the junkyard, and the headphones are missing too.
okay, so maybe I need to use this thing. Let's see.
The first and last on the car, a fourth of the openings in the entrance to the underworld, and finally, the guardians of my work.
What? What's that? Some kind of code? Dad, sometimes you are just off your rocker.
The
Have it.
first and last on the car, a fourth of the openings in the entrance to the underworld, and finally, the guardians of my work.
What?
So I think I understand what he's saying, but obviously it's figuring out the riddle parts. So first and last numbers are presumably in the car. So that's 2 and 3. That's sort of the first. So it might be the first two numbers, so I have to go with 2 and 3. The other thing is, when he said guardian to the underworld, question is, what did he mean by
A whole pile of cigarette butts. Looks like there was a chain. That leads to the sewers.
anything? No. Hopefully it's not something as convoluted as, oh, it's how many cigarette butts are on the floor. But then the question is, it's guardian of the underworld. No, sorry, entrance to the underworld. And the guardians of my work. So the thing is, if there's something on screen that's actually a number, I'm not seeing it, which is the problem. Okay, so she actually keeps track of it. One of the cassettes, entrance message from Vladimir. The first and last on the car. A fourth of the openings. Fourth of the openings to the entrance of the underworld. So yeah, the confusing part is that obviously it's figuring out each part, but also that second line, a fourth of the openings to the entrance of the underworld. Like number, but am tempted to check, but I really would rather I want to at least try to figure it out on my own. But
There's a grate on top of the aquarium. Besides a few fish, there's a key swimming around in there.
could just try winging it, but the problem is eventually I'm just going to start hitting numbers. Okay. It's weirdly these things are moving around for some reason.
Password protected. 2, 3, 5, 4. Nothing's happening. Looks like password protected. 2, 3, 4, 1. Nothing's happening. Password protected. 2, 3, 4, 2. No wonder Dad tape recorded the code. No one would be able to find the password very quickly.
Okay, so first two numbers, 2 and 3, are just what it says on the riddle. It's very obvious. It's the 2 and last numbers on the car. The 4 because it said 4, so I just assumed it was actually just the number, and the whole Gates to the Underworld thing is just a meant to mislead. The last one, straight up, I guess, Guardians of my. I don't know what the clue was for that. I don't know if it's something on the table, something over there. No idea. So all I did was kept pressing until I got lucky.
You're not supposed to read other people's email.
It's your dad. It's okay.
Then again, extraordinary circumstances call for extraordinary measures.
I do appreciate
so
our
let's start
restraint, though.
Snooping around. There are only 2 emails in the inbox. One about boosting performance and the other about women over 80. Neither of them interest me that much. The trash file is empty. But there's an email to ok@nms.de in the sent file. Subject, Tunguska.
Name of the game.
Could be interesting. I'll just go ahead and open it.
Hello, Oleg. Haven't heard from you in a long time. I'm doing well again.
We're probably going to meet this
It
character.
took me quite some time
since they
to
bothered
come
to
to
voice
terms
him.
with the whole thing. To answer your question, it's been a long time since I've thought about that.
Oh no, wait, that's
and
the
honestly,
dad.
I'm rather happy about it. I underestimated those guys once already, and my wife paid with her life.
Oh.
I swore back then to drop the subject for once and for all. Please don't take offense, but I'm just going to leave it at that. But now that you're living nearby again, we can meet in person. I would like to see you again. Get in touch and let me know when and where would be convenient. Vladimir Kalenkov.
Dad underestimated these guys and my mother paid with her life? What did he mean by that? She died in a car accident.
Oh, god dang it.
I really need to contact this Oleg. Maybe he knows something that can help me out.
Car accident is like code in mystery novels and stories for, yeah, got murdered. So, anything else on the... Still need to figure out how to get that fish tank situation sorted. Don't know if that's the next step. Didn't get anything out of the cassette, so...
My motorcycle.
Just straight up You get on it. Are you gonna do anything? Okay, straight for the museum. So I want to miss stuff. So the goal to like no, okay, no. This is still the idea that figuring out how to get to that disc, since that's the only overt mystery I haven't figured out yet. Not mystery, puzzle. See, I'm just doing the whole testing out, everything on everything. Did you put them on?
I can't claim that the sun is really blinding me, and I'm not at all in the mood to be very cool at the moment.
I appreciate those touches. It's like I'm looking to something to feed the fish. Wait, what happened to the... Oh no, yeah, that's right, I already... It's on this side. Okay, so... That's the only one so far that...
The key doesn't have an opening anywhere where I can stick the spoke through.
Okay, so it's all about keys. I think I forget whether or not I actually tried this. No. Sorry if this is all just a waste of time for the... Since I can't... it's just something I can't solve right now, but I just don't want to... I want to avoid missing stuff if I... Just on the off chance that there's actually... if there's actually missable content in the game. Okay, so... Oh. Is that
The
him?
little girl looks sad.
Little girl, why is there... Hey.
Hello there.
Hello?
What are you doing here all alone? Did you sleep here or something?
Who are you?
My name is Nina. And yours?
Oh, hello, Nina. I'm Lisa.
You took that very well. Why are you...
So tell me, did you really spend the night here?
You weren't here when I
Yes.
left.
Why? Don't you have a home?
Yeah, but I was scared.
To go home?
Yeah, I'm gonna get in a whole lot of trouble for sure. My bike is broken, and Dad's camera, too.
And that's why you spent the night out here in the cold? How did that happen?
I was playing here in front of the museum, and then suddenly, I got scared. I didn't exactly know why, but I just wanted to hide in the bushes.
That's
And
the
then suddenly,
second time.
there were these strange men in black costumes. So I sat there in the bushes, and suddenly I got even more scared. I just wanted to get away. Then on accident, I pushed the button on the camera. There was a bright flash, and the men turned around.
She got a
They
photo
looked
of
at
them.
me, but
But what?
they didn't have faces. It was so awful, and then I just ran away. I ran and ran as fast as I could. And then I realized that I had lost my camera, and so I had to go back. Luckily, those creepy men weren't there anymore.
It went
And I
inside.
found the camera again, but it didn't work anymore. And since my bike was broken too, I didn't dare go home. Will you help me? Will you come home with me? Or can I live with you?
Jesus.
No, better not. But I'll help you fix the stuff. But you have to promise me that you'll go home right away. Your parents are probably worried to
Are
death.
you sure?
Okay, good.
Are you sure about that? Again, can't speak for everybody because I've had pretty damn good parents. But if I was so scared of going home because I accidentally broke stuff, I feel like, again, me, ignorance of every parent on the damn planet. It feels like I should be concerned about who her parents are. Hopefully that's not as bad as I think it is, and I'm just I'm just jumping the gun. But how do I feel?
What's up with the bike?
I think I ran over some stupid shard of glass at the construction site, and now I have a flat.
Okay,
And to top it off, the bike was brand new, and my mother made sure to tell me to take extra good care of it, because we don't have much money, you know, and we can't afford a new bike.
fair.
Don't worry. You don't need to buy a new bike just because you have a flat. I can take a look at it. And your camera, too.
Would you do that for me? You're so nice. But do you even know how?
Fair question.
Of course, no problem. Give it to me.
I don't know. What if you can't fix things so good?
I mean, you're...
Fix the bike first. If you can do that, then I'll give you the camera.
I get it.
It was really expensive, and if you break it even more...
I get it.
Yeah, I understand. I gotta prove myself first. Okay, good. Then we'll start with the tire. This photo is my only hope for a hot lead. So there's nothing left for me to do but start fixing the tire.
I know it's really dumb, but I genuinely thought she was just looking to help the kid just for the heck of it. I'm not against either one. I just appreciate it. The fact that she realized the photo was evidence that I just thought she was like, I just helped the kid.
See you later.
But you'll be back, promise?
Yeah.
Of course. Don't you worry.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm just gonna try to fix this thing.
I'll have to remove the tube.
Alright.
I need to patch the tube and then put it back in.
Okay, so how do... Flat tube, so...
Since I don't have anything to use as a patch, I'd better not put glue on the tube.
Okay, so that's after I patch it. What about this? Nope. What about this?
The tube is definitely busted. There's air coming out somewhere. I should find out where it's coming from.
Wait, so that means... wait. So that means she needs... Does she need...
Since I don't have anything to...
Right. Here yet. I already did that one.
No idea if the rubber glove will work as a makeshift patch. In any case, just stuffing it into the tire won't work.
Wait, that's the duct tape. That's right, never mind. I think what I need to do is find an air supply. Can I do this? Okay, yes I can. Don't need to, but I can. Pizza glasses. I hope none of this is because otherwise I'm not going to figure any of this out. I'll try this just in case, but I'm not going to keep actual... I'm only going to do that if I genuinely have no clue what I'm doing and I'm just winging it. Otherwise...
The museum is closed, and Max said he wouldn't be back until some...
Okay, so that's not... So I need a pocket of air.
The 3 golden rules for patching a tire. Find the hole, mark the spot, apply the patch.
Okay, so the big thing is how to find the hole. Because to find it, I assume we need... Right, can I just... Hang on, there's gotta be... If I'm leaving here, because...
The thing will fall apart if I so much as look at it.
It's just that. What I assume I need is to find something that produces air to shove this thing into it.
I can't get the tube through the grate. The key doesn't have...
Okay, so I'm definitely doing... So the question is how to find the solution for the hole. Maybe I didn't need to. This might get a little silly going back and forth, but that's just the nature of how to do the game.
Hello, I'm back again.
Oh, hello, Nina.
Show me your camera.
Fix my bike first.
Yeah, that's very
You're
much.
really stubborn.
Yeah, my mom says that all the time.
She's right.
Rude.
See you later.
But you'll be back.
Of course.
Yeah. I'll be back. Okay, so
The 3 golden rules for patching a tire.
yeah, okay, but where am I in the process?
Since I don't have...
It's like, what happened to the...
No idea if the rubber glue...
What I want to do is... And I'm worried that I'm doing it in the wrong order, because what I want to do is the first step, which is find... No, that's not what I'm trying to do.
Two angry-looking saurian creatures.
Nothing special. Does anything happen if I keep walking this way? It only just dawned on me that there might be an actual edge to the camera.
I need to patch the tube and then put it back in. So now I've smeared glue on the
Patch.
glove. Hopefully this stuff won't dry too quickly.
Come on.
I should find the hole in the tire first.
Wait, then why? Okay, so I'm still. So let me do the other part, but I haven't done the. So how do I think? The straight up solution should be to just put air into it. Like literally just, but something about the way I'm doing this seems like I'm doing something. Here's the problem when you feel like you're missing something really obvious.
If I oversalt the pizza, it will probably not get any tastier.
I don't know why that's an option. Alright, that's just for the riddles.
I should find the hole in the tire first.
Okay.
The 3 golden rules for patching a tire.
Yes, I know.
Find the hole.
Yes, I get that, but I really would appreciate if you indicated how to get to that second step.
Without the grip, it's hard to carry. Some colleagues of mine would say that's not possible. That won't work. You can't do it like that.
She straight up just referenced the way other characters point out the process. It's like, I can't do that. Not possible. Nope. That's just how. Wait. Still stuck on this.
Besides a few fish, looks like there's nothing else in there. That's the email that my father wrote to.
Hello, all. And
Hi.
I said,
That's literally just reading the whole thing all over again.
the first and last.
What?
And it's just her responding to the.
I should find the hole in the tire first.
That last bit. When I tried to do this the last time, it just said,
I can't get the tube through the grate.
it just basically means I really need to get. Can't get it through there. Can't get it to go up. Just to be sure there's not a second. No, just a fish tank, nothing else.
The key doesn't have an opening anywhere where I can stick the spoke through.
Means I can't grab it. Salt ain't doing anything. Process of figuring out if there's anything whatsoever that reacts to this thing. Because the problem then is,
I'll squeeze a bit of this oily, slimy liquid into the bowl.
why? Don't know.
I should find the hole in.
Wait, I just saw something. In the water.
I'll hold the tube underwater and see where the bubbles come out. So I found the hole and marked the spot.
Do we mark it with the pencil or?
Hopefully Hopefully the glove will withstand the pressure. I can't think of a better alternative right now.
You'll have to ask why the duct tape wouldn't work.
The tire tube is patched. Now I just have to put it back inside the tire.
Okay. So I definitely needed to come here for the water. Let's see. We good?
Hello, I'm back again.
Oh, hello, Nina.
Bike's
I
fixed.
patched the hole in the tube.
I never would have thought it.
Excuse me? What's that supposed to mean?
Well, you don't exactly look like you could do something like that.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I'm a motorcycle mechanic.
Yeah, so? You still don't look like you could fix a bike.
I'll just take that as a compliment.
It's not.
And now that I've proved myself worthy, I can fix your camera too.
Yeah, that'd be great. Here, take it.
See you later.
But you'll be back, promise?
Yes.
Of course, don't you worry.
Not going anywhere yet. Just checking the camera.
This digital camera doesn't work. I have no idea how I'm supposed to fix it. I still hope I can get a few significant photos from it.
Can I get...
The museum is closed.
Okay, so...
This digital camera doesn't work. I have no idea how I'm supposed to fix it. I still hope I can get a few significant photos from it.
So does that mean go to the computer? Is that what she wants to do? Let's see. I don't think that's how this works, but... Yeah, I have no idea what... Wait, am I just supposed to get her? Put it on her? No? So what do they want me to do? Nothing.
Who should I call?
Maybe I need to ask. I think I'm jumping the gun going back and forth. Let me just talk to her.
Oh, hello, Nina.
Hello.
Okay, good.
Okay, so... Yeah, now I'm like seriously stuck. No idea what I'm supposed to do.
This digital camera doesn't work. I have no idea how I'm supposed to fix it. I still hope I can get a few significant photos from it.
Maybe if I... No, I'm just gonna check. Nope. No option, no option.
The museum is closed, and Max said he wouldn't be back until sometime in the evening.
Now I'm legit super confused.
The little girl looks sad.
Riveting.
My motorcycle.
Now I'm just trying to figure out what the hell the rock's for. Maybe I'm. Could you like look up how to fix? No. Nothing.
There's a dentist's appointment.
Dad's old shortwave radio.
The first and last.
What? The key doesn't have an opening anywhere where I... There probably won't be anything else where... There's just stinky, rotting stuff in there.
I'm definitely not getting into that again. No real explanation why she did it in the first place.
Oh, hello, Nina.
Hello. Your repair work is as good as done.
Okay, good.
Like, I'm sure I have the random junk that I can fix the thing with. But feels like we're missing something. And the problem is figuring out what that something is.
I've laid both lenses over each other. They now have a green shimmer.
Okay. Right now I'm just combining random things together until I figure out.
My motorcycle.
Wait, where'd the lenses go? doing this again. Still trying to put this all together.
Now I can tape my cell phone almost everywhere.
Okay. That is really helpful because why? Now it feels like I'm jumping a bunch of steps.
The key doesn't have an opening anywhere where I can stick the spoke through. The museum is closed. I've laid the broken glass over the lens glass, and now the lenses have a strong green tint.
This is useful because...
Thanks to double-sided tape, I can now attach it anywhere. Whatever that's good for. This digital camera doesn't work. I have no idea.
Like, I'm so confused. Like, does she...
Instead of finding out what is locked inside the stone, I now have it encased in a bit of glass.
Sticks in front and in back. Also sticks left and right. Kinda sticks everywhere.
Get it?
A handle. An old bicycle spoke. And proof that I'll take just any old piece of junk with me.
There are batteries in here. Maybe they still work. I'll leave the portable cassette player here, though. I don't want to schlep around any unnecessary junk.
That's what I was missing.
What do you know? It works after all. The batteries were just dead. Now I'm curious to see what the pictures show.
God.
All pictures of Lisa.
God, I'm
But
brain
here,
dead.
2 little figures in black robes. Too bad you can't see the faces.
That they
but
don't
then
have.
Eddie could have been right. Maybe I should go talk to him again.
What's this all about? Can't see them, but what's this all about? Berlin, you see Lisa's photos weren't as meaningful as hoped. Could be black robes as an indication of a sect. And what about the strange amulet one of them was wearing? Yeah, that's that. Okay. I'll give this back to her.
Here, I fixed your camera.
Really? Cool, you really did it. You're great, thanks.
Don't mention it.
Here,
To
just
anyone.
for that, I'll give you my lucky charm. It's a little magnet in the shape of a hamster. We hang it on our microwave at home, but I think you should have it.
Oh, thanks a lot.
That's going to be
Now
useful.
get going. Your parents are probably worried sick about you. Unfortunately, I can relate to that all too well right now.
And they actually animated her leaving. I appreciate that. Some games would have just had her fade out.
The museum is closed.
Okay, fair enough. Anywhere to go besides our home? No. I'll head back there anyway, since I don't actually know where I'm going. Although now that I think about it, that magnet might be useful. I don't think the magnet would be strong enough to do anything to the fish tank, but let's try it.
I'll try to draw the key up the side of the glass using the magnet.
Oh, right.
Got it.
So,
A
where's...
small golden key.
Any idea where it goes? Like any? Let's see.
A lot of beautiful fish gaping dumbly.
Hey, there's no need to assume intelligence from a fish. Fish gonna fish. Any secret? Nope. Actually, this is gonna get real silly if I keep trying to find every spot where this goes. So I imagine those guys were looking for the key. But now I wonder where the heck I'm going. Hopefully I'm not forgetting anything as far as, what the key's for.
The museum is closed.
Wait a minute. Well, if the key's gonna be useful for anything, it's gonna be either in his house or in the office. Like, it's not gonna go, and it shouldn't go anywhere else. So, thing is, maybe it's in...
There probably won't be anything else worth... Looks like it hasn't been slept in. It's unbelievable how little clothing men need to get through life.
Still valid.
Looks like it hasn't been slept in. Apparently my father hasn't been to bed yet. A small golden key.
Fixed one mystery, but now we're right back to the other one. Unless, wait. I mean, I doubt it. Like, does the key go here? No. Now what am I supposed to do?
Two angry looking sorry...
Said that she was gonna go talk to him, but we gotta wait for the time to pass. But I don't think that's gonna be a case of actually just wandering aimlessly until the game
There's
passes
just
time.
stinky rotting stuff in there. The thing will fall apart if I so much as look at it. Aside from that...
Like, I have the key, so you'd think this would go somewhere. I just missing a secret compartment or something that I never saw? Wait a second. No. Now I'm paranoid that the notes are hiding something.
Oh, the book has a lock. And apparently it's not a book at all, but some sort of chest well
Okay.
disguised in the cover of a book that no one would willingly pick up.
Come on.
My father's address book. That could help me out. And a little note attached to a ribbon.
There's a number on this note. LA60AK19AL. Under that, there's a description of the diadem that was probably robbed from an Oriental princess about 200 years ago. Originally, the 3 largest gemstones in the world had been incorporated into this diadem. On the left, an emerald. On the right, a ruby. And in the middle, an amethyst. My father wrote something on the back. The diadem will illuminate the real princess, and she will realize that money is not the greatest treasure.
Okay.
Let's see if this Oleg is in there, the one who wrote the email to Daddy. Oh, here. Oleg Kambursky. He even lives close by. Maybe I should just pay him a little visit.
I'm guessing that's gonna be useful for later. So I'm assuming that means we can. And now we have a
So
new.
here we are. Hopefully that's the Oleg that my father wrote the email to.
And hopefully he knows something that can be helpful. I haven't really been able to find out much yet.
No, I think I'm. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stop here. Okay, I was hoping to get through the first part of the mystery because based on the description, like there's a setup for where the game's going. But given how much the puzzles take me to solve, sometimes I got stuck and it just made me take way longer than I planned. But I think it's better to stop here. Already did a few of the puzzles, so I think there's more to it, obviously, but I still think like this gives an honest impression of what the game's like, what to expect from it. Just a few more interesting puzzles on the way. But as before, if anybody who sees this video gets to this point is interested in seeing more of this game, not just from the other ones, but this one in particular, please do let me know in the comment section. And I'm not that's one part of the premise behind the series. It's not just to test them out for fun, but also to give you, the audience, a chance to pick which of the games you'd actually want to see more of, rather than me just trying to guess based on my own feelings. So, this has been the Ravens Librarian. Thank you all for watching my video, and I hope to see you in future ones. Take care.